board before. All right. So we are going to talk about booking parties, where to find your hostesses, and a little bit about multi-hostess parties. But before we get into talking about where to find some hostesses, I want to talk a little bit about fear, because everybody has it. It doesn't matter who you are, how long you've been in the industry. Everyone is afraid to ask for people to host a party. And it's pretty much like human instinct to be afraid to hear no. It's absolutely okay to feel like that. However, it's not okay to let that fear dictate your business and your potential. So no matter how scared you are, just ask anyways. This is your business, and you'll quickly realize the more you take action, the more successful you're going to be. So even if it's messy, even if you have like word vomit, you don't know what to say, just take action. I've heard from, so I have like a business coach, and she always says that a B- attempt or post or reach out is better than no attempt at all. And I've definitely learned that along the way. So after you join, you guys know that like fear automatically starts creeping in, and the thing to think about is, what's the worst thing that could happen? So someone's going to say no, and that is 110% going to happen to you multiple times. But just keep in mind, like, what's the big deal? Like, just move on, keep asking, put your big girl pants on, and just be the girl that is so persistent and determined to work towards your why, that the no doesn't stop you. So the why being why you joined. You're on this call for a reason. There's almost 50 reps on this team, and 4 of you guys showed up. So that right there says a lot about your dedication, why you want to be here. So just remember, like, when you're frustrated and hearing no's, that does not dictate your success. It doesn't dictate where you're going in this business. And after all of those no's, there's a whole lot of yeses just on the other side of it. So remove the fear. The other thing talking about booking parties is to remove the assumptions. So I'm not going to lie, I'm still bad at this. I did it yesterday. I did not ask someone if they wanted to host a party when I followed up with them, because I was like, oh, she would never host a party. Like, I didn't even think she was going to order something, so she would never host a party for me. And I can say with like 100% honesty that when I've done that in the past, the girls I never thought would host a party were the ones that had a killer party, and some of them even joined. So just don't let that assumption stop you. Again, just ask the question. So the last thing before we talk about like actual like strategies, when you are asking either someone to host a party or order or be a rep, be confident. So another thing that I have learned, and other reps will tell you, that in this business, confidence is what elevates one person over the other. So you might be doing the same exact thing as the person sitting next to you, but the other person might be having a ton of parties and you might have one. So something to think about is, like, think going into a car dealership, if someone's like, I have a car that you would like, maybe like it might meet your needs, whatever. Or you have someone that is like, I have the perfect car for you. It gets amazing gas mileage. Your kids will have so much room. Like, I know you have a dog. The seats are leather. You can wipe the hair right off. Like, what do you think? Do you want to go for a test drive? Like, which person would you be more comfortable doing a party with? Which person would you like put more trust into? So it's just a natural tendency for people to want to deal with people that seem more confident. So practice confidence. Like, I do it all the time. I'm not going to lie, for this team call, like, this is so out of my comfort zone. Just so you guys know, I'm a teacher. I was an administrator. I've talked in front of so many people, but I still get so nervous. And I practiced what I was going to say. I've practiced that when I reach out to people, like over voice messages, I say what I'm going to say before it. So don't, like, if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. So when you're just starting out, and even if you have been doing this for a little while, but you're just kind of at like a lull in your business, or you're ready to like take the next step, it can be overwhelming starting from zero parties and trying to get, a lot of parties on your books. So when you're just starting out, think of like your closest friends and family. They are probably going to be the ones that you can be totally honest and say like, I really need to get started. Would you host a party for me? But also keep in mind that they are the ones that are the most comfortable with you. So think like your best friend, your sister, family members, in-laws. Since they are the ones that are most comfortable with you, they might be the ones that are most resistant to doing it. So they might be comfortable with you, and they might be comfortable to say, no, I don't want to do it. So also keep in mind like your second and your third level friends. So that would be like your high school friends, college friends, work friends, people at the gym. Like if your kids are in sports, it might be, other parents at the soccer games. Just keep in mind, like you are a walking billboard for your business. So like I knew I was going to the pumpkin patch. I wore my cutest Zaya. Just like when Hadley has gymnastics, I wear like loud leggings to try to draw some attention. So that's how you start those conversations. Okay, so how do you book parties? I'm going to be completely honest that probably 1% of the parties that I book are from what I post in my VIP group. And actually, like looking at the last year and a half, it's probably closer to 0%. But that's normal. And it's really important, even if you don't book parties directly from like your VIP posts, that you continue to do it consistently, because people are seeing those posts. It's getting them thinking like, oh, that would be kind of cool to get those rewards. They're gaining the knowledge of what the reward system looks like. And when you do have that conversation, it's not like you're coming totally out of left field. Like they've already seen it in your group. They kind of have a background. So should you post about them? Yes. Should you post about them once a week? Of course. It doesn't always have to be like I have a spot for 2 more reps. When you're doing those posts, think about serving your customers. So think about making it all about them. So I want to help you earn rewards. I want to help you get your Zaya for free and half off. Being like serving them should always be your number one intention with all of the posts. Just when you make that switch, it's going to come from like a place of service, like you're trying to get what's best for them, rather than a place of like scarcity, like it's month end and I need the sale. So kind of have that go through your mind as you are reaching out to people, as you're building relationships, and as you're asking people for parties. Okay, so if you guys are really awesome, and I know some of you already do this, if you don't do this, you need to start doing it now. Making sure you have like a plan or like a strategy or like a list of something for following up with all of your customers. So follow-ups are huge, and that's probably how I book like 95% of my parties. So when you are following up and having those conversations with your customers, you're opening doors to creating things that could lead to like growing your VIP group, having new reps, having new hostesses, having new customers. So when you follow up from like, say you hosted a party, you've already filtered them into your VIP group. And if they received their items, you message them and they say they love their new leggings or they love their new bra. You can ask like, have you ever thought about hosting a party and earning some rewards like Julie? So refer to the hostess that invited them to the party. You can ask her how easy it was. I have 1 more spot open this month. What do you think? So you're like giving them like reassurance, like, I'm so glad you loved your items. Hosting is so easy. You can do it just like your friend. Give them an option of when they could do it, and then end with like an open-ended question. Ask every single person that ordered that is happy. If they liked what they ordered, you need to be asking them if they want to host a party. I recently just started implementing like a new system. So every time I get an order in a party, I have been reaching out to that person. Well, I post like the thank you on the party page. And then like within 24 hours, I will send them a message and just say like, hey, Jordan, thank you so much for joining Lisa's party. I really hope you love your light and tights. I saw you haven't made your way into my VIP group. Do you want an invite? That's where I do all my promos and giveaways and keep everyone up to date. So if they want an invite, I'll send that to them. If they haven't answered that question, when their order ships, I send them another message and say, hey, Jordan, I saw your order shipped. You should be getting your new Zaya mail soon. Either thanks for joining my VIP group. I really appreciate it. Or I saw you still haven't joined my group. Did you want an invite? Just something super simple. And then by the time their order gets to them, that's when I always ask about the party. So you've already added them to their VIP group. You've already built a little rapport. It's not just like messaging them once and asking them to host a party for you. So when they get their order, I, within 24, 48 hours, will message them and say, hey, Jordan, I saw you got your Zaya mail. Did you receive it? Or like, what do you think of your light and tights? Did you have a chance to try them on? If they love it, that's when I ask, if they want to have a party. So my usual go-to thing is like, I'm so glad you're loving it. Would you be interested in doing your own party? I can get you on the schedule for next month. Or like if it's this month, I said, like, we're having these amazing promos. I have a party starting the 5th or the 12th. Which one would work better for you? So giving them the choices. There's also some reps that when I message them and say thank you and ask them if they want to join their VIP group, they will ask if they want to host a party, because you guys know after you order something, like, it's exciting. You get kind of like a buyer's high. And some people will like jump into a party right then and there, especially if it's not their first time experiencing Zaya. So like if you feel like this girl had like a $300 order and you're like, oh my gosh, like if you would host a party, you could earn so many rewards off that. Another time to ask people to host is after any sales. So like Make Room Monday, these 50% off sales. I have been messaging people and asking and just saying like, hey, Jordan, I saw you took advantage of the 50% off items today. Like clearly you love a good deal. How about we host you a party so you can get more for free or half off? Like you're acknowledging them, thanking them for ordering. Like obviously if they're buying things at the discount, they want things at a discount. So that is right there another way to ask. And then you should be at the end of all, hang on, let me admit Noel. At the end of all of the parties, you should have at least one post, asking people if they want to have a party. You can even put in there to like chat with the hostess. I have been asking the hostesses when I make those posts to kind of chime in and comment, or even post something for themselves, and saying like how easy it was and what they want to get with their rewards. Okay, so another few strategies that you could do for people in your VIP group, I have done in the past that I do a post where I say, talk about hosting a party, how easy it is, and then say, if you refer a friend and they host a party, I will give you a $10 gift card to use at their party. And then when I do that, I reach out to my previous hostesses, same thing. Like, can you go on there and tag a few friends that you think would like to host a party? If you do that, and if they host a party, I'll give you a $10 gift card. So that's guaranteeing that new hostess an order. That is like giving your previous hostess some power. And if that hostess is referring a lot of people to have parties and they're going well, then ask them about repping. Like clearly they have, the people to do it. And then, let's see. Okay. So pretty much like all in all, it comes down to reaching out and asking people to host. So not everyone in your VIP group has hosted a party yet. So some of the people you can reach out to are like regular customers you have, people that have bought once and loved an item and maybe they haven't bought in a while, people that are really active in your group and haven't posted. So like I have, like you can look at your top contributors in your VIP group, and if they haven't hosted, ask them. Like they're supporting you already. I'm sure they would love to do it. If they haven't bought, but they are really active and have a big like long wish list, another thing you can do is do like a wish list post and say like, what are your top 3 items that you want? Like post a screenshot and then do the math and figure out how much it would be if they got a free and 2 half off items, and then message them and say like, you can get that bomber bra, the Land tights, and the joggers for $75 or whatever it would be. So tell them the retail and then what it would be. So you can also, like when you're messaging people, and I can put some of these in the team page, but we also have like a document with a whole bunch of scripts that you can go off of, but you don't have to do like a whole paragraph. So here's some examples, and then we'll get into multi-hostess stuff. So a previous host, hey, Sarah, I think we should do a party with and earn some more rewards. This month you can earn bonus rewards for your party. What do you think? Okay, my computer just thinks I said, hey Siri, and she's listening to everything that I'm saying. Okay, the next one. If you have a happy customer, I'm so glad you love your bra and Light tights. We could totally throw you a party so you can add to your collection for free or half off. How does that sound? If you have someone that's super supportive in your group, hey, Jackie, thank you so much for being supportive and active in my group. I appreciate it so much. I know you have a really large wish list. I have 1 spot open for next week. How does earning that wish list for free or half off sound? Or I have 1 spot open for November 14th. People that are, you can also like reach out to people and build relationships with people that you are seeing. Hang on, let me mute. Okay. That you're seeing on social media, and like maybe you've already kind of built a rapport. So there was a girl that I commented on her story and said like, hey, I saw you have that new home gym. Like how exciting. I think you need some leggings. And she said like, you know, I want to, I'm just trying to save money. And then I said, well, we could always throw you a party and get it for free and half off. And she said, sure. So just, again, don't just ask, and just do the dang thing, guys. So present it as getting free and half offs. It's super easy, and then give them dates to choose from, because hosting really is easy. Honestly, we do all the work. They can post, they can invite people, but it's like a walk in the park for them. So really just reiterate that. And then like halfway through the month, you should be thinking about the next month. So mid-November, you should be thinking about your December calendar. And you can reach out to people and say like, hey, Tara, I'm getting my December calendar ready and thought maybe you would like to host. I have the 3rd and the 10th open. What do you think? So be very persistent about your follow-ups, who you reach out to, and who you're in and how you're interacting with people. Be in control. So that is something that I have found like totally changed the trajectory of my business. When I was like, hey, do you want to host a party? And like left it at that, kind of like that car salesman, people weren't booking. But now when I'm in control and I give them the dates, it looks like my calendar is booked. It looks like there's a ton of people hosting parties and that my openings are limited. And it kind of nudges them to pick a date. So if you just say like, you know, do you want to host a party? They might be like, oh, maybe in April, like they might not give you a definite answer. And it also makes you appear way more confident and organized because you already have everything planned out. So you have to book parties if you want your business to grow. And when you aren't booking parties, like you're either going to stay stagnant or you're going to get unmotivated. Like parties are the lifeline of this business. So just keep that in mind. Like that should be your number one goal every month, is to get like at least 3 to 4 parties in the books. Like if you want to hit that 1,000 PV to earn the extra 8%, if you want to work on growing your team, growing your book, your VIP group, you need to book parties. Another thing you can do is ask customers that have birthdays the following month if they want to host a party to celebrate their birthday. I have 2 hostesses that have birthdays this week, and it's so much fun. And people are like messaging me asking for their wish list. So that's getting them more free Zaya and more orders. So you can keep track of birthdays. And then I just put them in my planner and I reach out to everyone. Okay, before we talk about multi-hostess parties a little bit, does anyone have questions about booking? If you do, you can just come off mute or ask in the chat. No? Okay. All right. Multi-hostess parties. I just wanted to like quickly touch on this because this promo is amazing. And I have been trying to jam pack as many people into a party as I can and close it before the 10th. And honestly, I'm doing another one in 2 weeks and I'm going to jam pack that one too, just because the hostess rewards are so, so good this month. But if I were you, I would, if you're just starting out, I would do them right out of the gate. They save so much time and money. If you're doing giveaways, and it's no different than doing a 1-person party. So you're doing all of the work for a 1-person party, but potentially getting the PV from 3 or more parties. So whatever your goal is when you're thinking about booking parties, think about booking hostesses, not parties. So like I have 2 parties a month, but this month so far I have 10 hostesses. So I am getting 10, PV wise for parties, but I'm really only doing the work for 2. So you could do, if your goal is 4 parties a month, you could have all of those 4 girls in the second week of the month. And then you could be sipping on margaritas for the rest of the month or whatever you want to do because you hit that goal already. So whatever your goal is, figure out like the average party is $600 for PV. So figure out like if you want to hit that $1,000 range, like you should have 4 parties. If the average is $600, 4+ parties. Always plan for a couple duds because you're going to have them. But when you do multi-hostess parties, you don't experience the burnout. You are going to have so much less stress. And you don't have to do nearly as many lives. So I was doing lives pretty like 20 out of the 30 days of the month, and it was exhausting. So when you have block parties, you might only have to talk about bras 2 times a month, and that's amazing. So I honestly don't even post about multi-hostess parties anymore. Like some people will say like, I've posted about doing a multi-hostess party and no one's interested, but you don't have to advertise that you're doing a multi-hostess party. When you're asking people, I usually will say like, if they want to host, I'll say, okay, like, let's put you down for November 12th. I have a multi-hostess party. There's so much fun. Like there's so much more interaction. I'm able to do more giveaways. How does that sound? Like they're not going to say no to more giveaways because they know that's more money for them, more rewards for them. So if you haven't done a multi-hostess party before, it's the same exact layout. The only thing that is different is in the announcements post, they each have their own link. So I can kind of do like a screenshot and show you guys what it looks like, or I can invite you guys to the one that I'm doing right now if you want me to. But it's the same party that you've been doing all along. You're just adding more than one link to that announcement post. And I think the biggest thing too with the multi-hostess party is that you're coaching your hostesses. And I have been doing like one group chat that I talk to everyone in, and it creates such a fun environment. They kind of get to experience like what the Zaya community is like. And you can easily update everyone about their parties. So like if Jamie's friends aren't ordering and Kelly's friends are, it might encourage Jamie to be like, okay, what can I do to get my friends to order more? And the cool thing about multi-hostess parties is if you have a party that's a dud, it's not like it's a total waste of your time, which it never is, because you're getting exposure, you're adding new people to your groups. You're sharing Zaya with people, but it can feel very, very like demeaning almost when you have a party that doesn't get any sales. So if you have a multi-hostess party, chances are all of the hostesses are not going to have a dud party. So you won't have that feeling that it was a total waste of your time. So I usually will set up a party on Friday, do the announcement post and the link for all the hostesses. And that's the only place that I ever post the shopping link. And the key part, like I said, is training the hostesses. So I sent you guys what I usually send them in the beginning. And let's see. Sorry, it's telling me the time is almost up. So what's cool about it is it's very easy to like transition them into like the rep conversation when you're doing like the group chat and keeping everyone updated and getting everyone excited about that. The only downfall with multi-hostess parties is if you have a hostess that wants to sign up for like being a rep, she will have to create her own group. So typically if you have a single party and she wants to be a rep, you can just turn her VIP or her party group into her VIP group. But the good thing about that is now they're going to get practice setting up a VIP group, and they're going to get practice like what they would need to do if they were going to do a party. So like I said, multi-hostess parties they can save you a lot of money. So I don't know what you guys do for giveaways. If you ever join my parties, like I do a lot of giveaways, but also keep in mind, I've been doing this for a while. And I know what my budget is to like reinvest in my business every month. So instead of doing like, if you had 4 different parties and you gave away 1 gift card at each party, people are like, oh, she only gave away 1 gift card. Where if you have a multi-hostess party and you throw out 4 gift cards, that looks like a lot. So it can save you a lot of money if you think of it in that way. And let's see, I think that is it. So pretty much the gist of all of tonight is get your big girl pants on. Go ask some people. The biggest thing is building relationships before, and be confident. Like, even if you're not confident and you're shaking, act like you're freaking confident. I'm nervous right now. Like, you guys, it's like I get splotchy and it's happening, but I'm doing it. I'm putting myself out there. So you guys go and do the same. Like November and December are going to be amazing. This month is going to be amazing for your business. Like our team numbers are already double what they were last month. So take that momentum and just totally run with it. If you're just joining, like now is seriously the perfect time. So can I see you guys? I'll stop recording.